Yo, what's good, family? So, I'm out here to just speak on knowing when you need a break. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're like me and you're very inspired, very passionate about what you're doing, it's like you could just go all in, you know what I'm saying? Keep going for hours. And it's like, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Man, we have to hold on to that energy, hold on to that passion. But at the same time, it's like, we do have to do it in increments because too much of anything can only hurt you, and we also just have to recognize that there's balance with everything. There's balance in the universe. There's balance within ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want to go so hard that it's no longer mastery. It's no longer flow. It's us kind of getting lost in what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like keeping keeping the concentration, keeping the focus, keeping the passion, but only tuning into it while it's at its peak, if that makes sense. So it's like, let's say that we're passionate about doing a handstand, right? And we do it at the best of our ability for only 5 minutes. But because we love the handstand so much, we could do it for an hour straight of just constantly, going into it and holding a position, different things like that. But if we break that hour long into sections of 5 minutes throughout the entire day, we will get so much greater results simply because we spread it out. We found that balance within the greatness, and you know because we allow our body to have rest, we allow our mind to have rest, and we allow ourselves to soak in the information that we gain from those 5 minutes. Because it's like, when it comes to the mind, you know, majority of things go to the short-term memory simply because our brain can't take in all that information. And if we're doing something for a long period of time, majority of the thing that we did, we won't remember in the long term. It will just be remembered in the short term. But if we break that long period down into smaller increments, that we repeat over time, it will shift from our short-term memory to our long-term memory, and where we will be able to soak in a whole lot more and process it, you know, simply by taking that break and relaxing, and being okay with not forcing it, not, you know, not going all in 100% of the time. It's like, but see, okay, let me not even say that, because I feel like taking a break, you're still all in. You just understand that there's levels to it. We understand that, to be my greatest version, to create my greatest product, I have to be at the best of my ability. And, to be at your best, to be at your peak, it's like, it has to be for a short period of time. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a peak. You feel me? It's the highest point, the highest degree. And again, there's always balance. Therefore, you can never maintain that high peak for an extremely long amount of time. I mean, we could definitely grow our peak over time, with practice, persistence, and love for the craft. But again, that takes time, and I feel like a lot of us, well, I'll just speak on my experience. Um, you know, I would say that I'm definitely improving when it comes to like being in my flow state, and maintaining that level of concentration. However, I never even thought of it as a flow state or really being in my concentration or in the zone until fairly recently. So it's like, I'm basically at that beginner level for real. So I can't be out here, you know what I'm saying, trying to cause like I love working out. I love moving my body. So I can't, do one workout for 30 minutes, then right after that, 10 minutes later, come back do another 30. It's like I gotta break it up into shifts. You feel me? Just to allow the other aspects of myself to be expressed and allow that one aspect that I was using to take a rest. You feel me? Because the way I see it is all aspects of us, or we have multiple aspects of the self, and they're all tools that we use in this human experience. And for example, the body is a tool, the mind is a tool, our emotions, our feelings, these are all tools that we use as we experience life here on earth. And we don't want to overuse one of them simply out of our love for it, because by overusing it, we tend to lose what it brought us in the first place. And I'm mainly speaking to myself, because it's like I would be so in love with something that I go so all into it, I go so hard into it that I kind of crash out, and I can no longer partake in that thing that I love because I've done it so much. So now I'm forced to take a break, and you don't want to be forced to do anything, because now you're mad, now you're feeling some type of way because you can't do that thing that you love. But if we learn how to take a step back, if we learn how to relax, how to be in the present moment, how to just flow, how to listen to ourselves, listen to our body and all of our aspects, and knowing, okay, now we can enter the flow. All right, now it's time to take a step back. Okay, we can tap back in, step back, tap back in, step back. You feel me? And just learning through that practice of flow, of, entering the state and coming back. You feel me? And now, as I'm speaking on it does bring up the idea of, can we have, multiple lanes of being in our flow state? Like, I feel like I enter my flow state when I'm moving, but can I have another flow state where I am, I guess I feel like when I'm connecting to source, to the divine, to the creator, and I'm just flowing with that knowledge, that intuition. If you know, then you know. I I guess I can consider that a flow state as well, because it's like you're no longer thinking at that point. You're simply just flowing. You're simply just going. You're simply just doing what you do. You know what I'm saying? And you love it. You're excited. You're feeling you're feeling amazing. You're amped up, and I guess that's essentially what the flow state is. It's operating out of love to the highest degree, that you're simply being yourself. You're simply doing what you feel called to do, and you're not thinking about it. There's no disruption. There's no hesitation. And I guess what I'm getting at is, could our entire lives be in flow? But I guess that would contradict what I'm saying when I say that there's a balance, there's duality to everything, because there has to be that rise and that fall and the flow state. That's like the highest degree of love, which is the highest frequency. Um, so I'm answering my own question. I don't think we can be in our flow state at all times, but I believe that we can enter that flow state, that love frequency, that high vibration multiple times in a day if we practice it, if we work towards it, if we set that intention of, I really want to experience love to the highest degree. I want to enter my flow state. I want to really connect to, that amazing feeling of doing what I love and creating, and not feeling any form of resistance and not, you know, overthinking or stressing about it. And as I'm thinking about it right now, I am starting to see, examples in my own life where I have entered the flow state. So, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, I see the flow state as kind of like a meditation where you're in full alignment with most aspects of yourself, meaning that your your body, your mind, your heart, your spirit, your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, it's all in alignment, which allows you to enter that flow. Like everything is flowing within you because you're in that full alignment. You know what I'm saying? Like your mind is focused here, your thoughts are focused here, your feelings are focused here. They're not like one this way, one that way, one that way, another that way. Yeah. And I see that as meditation, when you're meditating, you're not distracted. You're not being pulled in multiple directions, which is an amazing thing. So for me, I would say that I enter my flow state when I meditate, when I'm doing yoga, when I'm doing a high level athletic move like holding the handstand or doing a handstand push up. Enter my flow state when I'm drawing, and I'm really just tuned into to creating that image. I would say reading, I kind of enter like a flow state. Um, and even now as I'm talking, like I would also say that I kind of enter like a flow state but it's like in and out though. Like when I'm just going, not thinking, just saying everything that comes to my mind. I kind of see that as flow, especially when I'm speaking my truth. But when I do take that pause to think, that's when I feel like I'm tapping out of my flow. And I just see it as like you can enter it, boom, 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 like that, like out in, out in, out in, and that's an amazing thing to enter that flow, because I feel like when you're in your flow, you're connected to the divine, you're connected to the higher realms, to your higher self, your higher frequencies, however you want to say it, God, creator, and you know that's just the greatest the greatest experience that you could have, because we're all simply here having a experience. So it's like, why not have the greatest experience you could possibly have? You feel me? Why not, you know, have that intention of, reaching that state whenever you can. Like it's such a blessing, such a thing to be grateful for, to even achieve, to even think about, to even experience. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I feel like, for me personally, I I want to set the intention of entering that flow state, as much as I can, simply because I have the ability to do it, and I know that a lot of people don't. A lot of people aren't tapped into themselves enough to even recognize what the flow state is for them, and I feel like with everybody, whenever we have a skill and ability to do something great, it's a part of our purpose. It's a part of our reason for being here, is to experience that skill, that talent, that ability that we have. That's why we're here, is to experience it. And it's such a beautiful thing to think about, to focus on, to express, to share with the world. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, if you made it this far, appreciate you for tuning into my thoughts and just, you know, being on this journey and entering that flow, you feel me? um, but yeah, catch y'all on the next one. Peace.